Hello and welcome to training series by Fluent Pro Implement Microsoft Project Online yourself. Today in this episode we'll talk about enterprise views, what are the views, where they're used, how to configure the views and what you can do about views. In this case we'll talk about this very simple SharePoint mode where you still have views but no permissions and no security involved with views. And so let's get started. What are the views in Microsoft Project Online? So pretty much every screen where you have a grid, like this in Project Center or in approvals or in your resource pool where you have list of your resources, pretty much everywhere you have ability to select a view. So in most cases you click on the resources ribbon, and what you will see here is you will have a drop down that says views, and the views are combination of filters, grouping and fields available for display. So for example, in this case I would like to see all generic resources. What system will do, it will show me all my generic resources with specific fields that are displayed. If you can see, for example, okay, what I would like to see, I would like to see my PMO resources by role. I will be able to see that as well, all the resources grouped by specific role. And as you can see here is you have columns, you can use a different filtering and sorting just right here in place. You can change a grouping dynamically for that one. For example, I can say, okay, let's group them by last modified date. Absolutely, you can do that. It's very easy to customize and to change. The only limitation here is that you can group them by the fields that are available in the view here. You can add additional filters for your views. For example, I can change it anytime. I can go here and say, okay, show me everything that the view is greater than 1171. Okay, so what the system will do, it will show you all the resources with ID greater than 1171. And anytime when you switch between different views, all resources, I will see absolutely all the resources. System will reset your filter and grouping. So how all those views are configured, and where you can configure those views. In most cases, what organization do and what we see is there are really three places where you will configure views. You will configure views for Project Center, you will configure views for tasks view, you will configure view for resources, and you will configure view for your schedule. So when you go to a project and where you click on schedule, there's also a view that you can define here and that you can configure. Let's go to PWA settings, and everything again, it's all organized by groups. It's in section called look and feel. Here we have manage views. In addition, there are some additional formatting for grouping formats, Gantt chart formats, where you can control some colors. But right now we are really interested in managing views. So let's click on manage views. And here what you see is all the views organized by area where they can be displayed. There's a team builder views that you can use. There's resource center views where you can see all your resources. The resource assignment, project center, and project. So the project, it's a scheduled PDP. Project center, it's a project center where you have a list of all the projects. Resource assignments is a place where you can see all the resource assignment information. A resource center available when you click on resources. My work is your tasks. Team task, it's a view where you can see the team tasks. Team builder is a place where you can see resources when you do the build team for a team. Same views for timesheets, for portfolio analysis, and for some engagements or resource requests. Right now, let's go and simply change our project center view. We have a view. Let's let's for example go to PMO active projects. So again, very standard functionality. You can create a new view or you copy a view. Let's click on one of the view. In this case, we can, for example, try and change the existing view because the process will be pretty much the same. You have a view type, you have a name, you have a description, you have a list of fields that you would like to display here, and couple small notes. For every field that you have here, you can define a custom label. So for example, our field is called the cost space dash space status. It's probably too long to display on the grid. All that I just want to show that as a cost. So you can control field width in pixels and you can define it and override it here. So in most cases, what I do when I perform configuration, I define custom labels and I define the field width for all of my fields. Second area where you can configure its format of the view, and you can define, what kind of the Gantt charts, what you would like to see, which format of the Gantt charts that you would like to see. Important element for all the Gantt chart where you have the Gantt chart is the left offset for splitter bar. This parameter, it's in pixels. It defines where there will be a splitter between your grid and the Gantt chart, the visual graph for your dependency on the project or for your schedule. Unfortunately, there's no very easy way to do that, but you need to open it in one monitor, the grid, save that and try with fitting the number so your columns and the grid goes in the right place. And then by default you can show which outline level to show for both for your project and the tasks, and the task here you can control the stuff. Then you have a grouping options. That's where you define what you would like and which fields can be used for grouping. So in this case, for example, we have our projects, and I can say, okay, group my projects by project manager. And then what I would like to do that, I would like to group them by project manager, but also I would like to group them by, let's say, the project state. So the system will group them by that state. As well, what I have here is next block is all about filtering. Our view is called active projects. So what the system does, it's checking for all projects that are not complete, so they're not 100%. Their project state is not cancelled and project state is not complete. I would like to show all the projects that are on hold, that are active, and the person complete is less than 100%. That's in my view are active projects, and that's what the system will show. You can change, you can create your custom fields, you can add the condition, you can use and or conditions here. So you have full flexibility to add additional parameters, additional filters, additional conditions here in the views. So I will keep it the same, but all that we change, we added a grouping by PM and then by the project state, and we have a view called the PMO active projects. Let's save it. Okay, let's go to Project Center and let's select that view. We go to PMO active projects. And okay, what we have here, I have a project manager, which is we use one of the counts here, and all projects have a state of active. So we have two levels of grouping. First one by project manager and then by state. So as you can see, it's all very straightforward. You can very easily switch between those views. But in addition here, if you want to change it, you can change the views here, but again, it's not changing the view, it's changing the view just for yourself. It's not a global change. Couple more notes here. For pretty much every column here, you can use a different sorting and filtering. And for example, what you can do, you can say, for example, okay, show me just one project. It will show the details for that project. Or you can clear here's a filter. Or what you can do here is you can change a sorting order by ascending or descending value here. You can pick a specific date. For example, for work, you can again like select one of the values here. For state, same for this for stats overall. For some calculated fields, you won't have an option to select one of the values. As well, what you can do here is, for example, in this case, we have about like 10 or 15 fields. What you can do, which is will be again local to you, you can click on the configure columns and you can say, okay, I really don't want to see the person complete, and for example, all that I want to say, I want to see project name and the statuses. Perfect, I have project name and statuses. Let's say that I decided then to switch to different view. I have my project again. System will reload every time your settings from default statuses. If I go back to my active projects, system will remember and it will set a cookie and will store for you that you made a change. You as that specific user made the change to that view. You can have it here. If you want to reverse that option, you click go back here. Again, like you say, okay, I would like to see all that information. You press OK, and system will reset the view to its default state. In server settings, you can configure view for multiple areas. It is recommended, and we usually do that for several areas, at least 3 or 4 areas. Definitely resources, definitely project center, definitely tasks, definitely schedule view, which call projects, and my tasks if users are reporting the time. Those areas at least where you need to create those views, because it's very often you need to display some additional information and some columns, and different stakeholders might have a different view, different requirements. If you are in project server security mode, every view can be, it's part of the security, and you can define the specific roles can have access to specific views. It's that feature, that functionality is not available in SharePoint permission mode. We recommend, especially if you start with project line, just keep it simple, keep the SharePoint security mode and forget about the permission. Make sure that you get your people using system and not to worry too much about very specific and granular details about the security. Thank you for watching. That was a section, an episode about views, how to create views, where they used, how to customize views, how to copy views, and what change that you can make with them.